everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my current nighttime skincare routine. My nighttime and my daytime skincare routines vary very differently. My nighttime routine, I focus a lot on layering, I focus a lot on the Korean 10-step skincare system, and I focus a lot on moisture. So when after I take off all my makeup from the day and wash off all the dirt, I do focus on making sure that all of my skincare is gonna absorb and do the maximum amount of good for my skin, and that means I have quite a few steps. So without further ado, let's get right into this. Now, the first step I do every night is a cleanse or a makeup removal cleanse. I'm a double cleanser. I don't use eye makeup remover or lip makeup remover. I tend to use just a straight up oil cleanser. Oil cleansers dissolve your makeup because most makeup is water-based. Oil and water do not mix, so when you put an oil-based cleanser over top of water-based makeup, it removes it and pulls it off the skin. So this one is from Biotherm. This is a Western brand. It's not my favorite. This is the Total Renew Oil Biosource Self-Foaming Oil. It's not my favorite. I find it's not super duper effective on my skin. I prefer Korean based oils because I find they're a lot more effective at removing all the makeup on my face, including waterproof mascara. Sometimes if I have really stubborn makeup on my eyes, like I'm wearing super duper waterproof makeup or a tint, I will go in with an eye makeup remover or a lip makeup remover, or as they call it in Korean, eye and lip remover, just to get a little bit more of that staining off my face, but most of the time it's just a straight up oil cleanse. So what you do with this is you actually apply it to dry skin, so you will not wash your face first. I put 3 pumps of this in my hand, and then I will rub my hands together to warm it up a little and then start rubbing it on my face. This one is self-foaming, so when you rub it on your face, it does start foaming up without water. However, for most cleansing oils, it will not foam up, so you just rub it all over your face, including your eyes, over your eyes and over your lips. And when you do that, it removes all the makeup, and then you wet your hands and make sure they're not soaking, but like dampen your hands, and then you rub over your face again, and that will cause the oil to start foaming up, which also removes a lot of the impurities in your skin. So that is the first cleanse of my night. After I'm done with the oil cleanse, to continue the removal of any impurities or any leftover makeup on my face, I go in with a foam cleanser. Foam cleansers are water-based cleansers, so I use the Mango Real Nature Foam Cleanser. If you have very, very dry skin, I have heard of people solely using an oil cleanse and then moving straight into their skincare routine because their skin is so dry. A foam cleanser removes any surface oil from your skin because of the fact it's water-based. Again, oil and water don't mix. So any oil on your skin, any residue of makeup, any residue of dirt will come off with your foam cleanser, but it will dry your skin slightly when you use it. This goes on damp skin. So once you rinse off the oil-based cleanser, you're gonna wanna go in with this pretty much right away with damp hands on damp skin, or you can use a foamer, which is it looks like a loofah, and you just rub it against your hand and it'll foam up, so you're not rubbing it against your face. A lot of people like to do that in Korea based because it makes it more of a gentle cleanse. I don't normally do that just because I find it's a bit too much of a hassle for me. So I will go in with a water-based cleanser after the foam cleanser to remove any more residue of makeup and dirt or oil. Now, once a week, usually Friday or Saturday nights, because I use it as a way of self-care, relaxation after a week of work, I will go in with a wash-off mask. This one is from Innisfree. They don't actually make these potted masks anymore other than the Jeju Volcanic Clay masks, which are not my favorite because I don't have oily skin, but they work really well for Tyler. So if you have oily skin, look into those Jeju Volcanic Pore Clay masks. This one is the Real Peppermint Mask. It is a cooling clay mask. It's not my favorite. It smells beautiful, and it actually cools down on your face. So when you put it on your face, once it starts to dry, it really sucks in your pores. It's got actual pieces of mint, as you can see the lid there. It's got actual little grains of mint and little things of mint in there, similar to that Glam Glow clay mask that they have, where it's actual pieces of the plant in it. Once a week, I will put this on my face between my cleanse and my toner just to kind of remove any extra impurities. I will switch this up to other masks that are more hydrating, which I'm doing right now because it's middle of winter. It's actually snowing outside today. Because my skin is drier than it normally is, I am starting to use more hydrating masks once a week to kind of give my skin that extra boost of moisture that it needs right now. But this one is a good one, so once a week I will use a wash off mask. After the cleanse and or mask, I go in with a toner. This one's from Pyongyang Mule. This is their Essence toner. This is uber thick. This is the start of my layering skincare routine. I use a toner on a cotton pad, so that is when I will use a single cotton pad a day. I will put a little bit of this onto the cotton pad and I will rub it against my face. This serves as both an excess makeup remover. If there's any remnants on your face at all, this will remove it, and it also serves as the first step in a hydrating makeup routine. A lot of Western toners are astringent, which means they strip your skin of a lot of the oils and moisture, which could be good for someone who's excessively oily and or acne prone. However, most K-beauty brands, when it comes to toners, focus more on hydration. So this is the first step of my layering skincare routine. It should also be the thinnest product you use in that routine, because you always want to move from thinnest to thickest. Now, the next step of the skincare routine is an essence in some form. I usually use an essence. This is the Holika Holika 3-second starter in Vita Complex. This one is, again, not my favorite, but you get so much of it, and you can see how liquidy it is. Like, it's almost like a straight up liquid. It's a tiny bit thicker than a toner, but not as thick as a serum or an ampoule. But every 4 days, like once or twice a week, I will actually use a sheet mask. And a sheet mask is a piece of cloth in the shape of your face that is soaked in an essence that's gonna give your skin that extra intense boost of moisture without using an essence. So it sits on your face for a lot longer than the essence, which means your skin has a higher chance of absorbing more product. So I use these once or twice a week, depending on the week, really. I really love using these. They help with relaxation because you put them on your face and leave them there for like 20 minutes. So it kind of forces you to slow down and stop. So it kind of, what I usually do is I'll usually lay in bed with one on so that it doesn't slide down my face, because some of them are so soaked, they're so slick, they will slide down your face. I usually like lie down in my bed and like read a book or, you know, watch YouTube or stuff just to kind of decompress when I use one of these, and they work phenomenally. A lot of them, they come in all sorts of flavors. Really, like the flavors, the skincare benefits of them when it comes to this stuff, you're not using it for long enough to really get any more skincare benefit other than hydration. But, you know, sometimes people who are really oily skin don't want the straight up hydrating ones. They'd rather have pore care or anti-aging and stuff like that. So, I mean, they're great to use. Like, seriously, he's everywhere. Now, I use serum and ampoule interchangeably. Technically, they're different things because they're different thicknesses. However, I find I rather use one or the other just because I don't want to overload my skin. I do put a lot on and I layer a ton of it. So, well, I layer a ton of, like, a lot of numbers of products, and I find like adding the extra steps is not something that I need. So I am using currently an ampoule. This is a really thick serum. This is from the SEM. This is the Power Ampoule Hydra with hyaluronic acid 5 in it. This is just straight up hydration, which is what my skin needs right now. I was using one that was more cream based, that was a serum, so it was a little bit thinner than this, but I found that it just sucked my pores together and it didn't feel very nice on my skin. So it's not something I would use in the winter. So I switched it to this one, and this one's working wonders. What I do is I will use, it's a dropper, so I will use one full dropper on my face each night, and it gives the It gives the perfect amount of product to cover my face for that night. And then after I put this on, what I will do is I will brush my teeth, so that way it gives it a chance to absorb into my skin before my next step. And that's a really important step in every like every section of your skincare routine is to give your products enough time to sink in, because if you put products on top of products on top of products, your skin won't absorb them properly. So you got to give at least a minute in between to let the product absorb. So this is kind of where I switch up my skincare routine from like the norm. Like the norm would be to use eye cream and then face cream, but I do the opposite. I use my face cream first and then move into my eye cream. So my face cream, I prefer a creamier texture because I have drier skin in the winter time anyways. In the summertime, I tend to lean towards moving into a gel-based cream. This is the True Water Deep Cream from Thank You Farmer. This one is kind of a hybrid. It's a cream texture, but it provides like a massive boost of hydration to your skin. It sticks. It's actually, the description of how they try to sell it is that it's a glue-like texture that's so sticky it sticks to your skin like glue, which I would agree with. But after it absorbs into your skin, it doesn't feel sticky at all anymore. It's just that first application, it is so thick on your skin that you can really feel the hydration sinking in. So I use a cream after my serum. After my cream, I go in with an eye cream or an eye serum or just a general eye care product. This is an eye essence from Hummisa. This is the Organic Flowers Eye Essence for brightening and anti-wrinkle. I just use this under my eye. I know some people use it all over their eye. I don't need to do that, but I use it under my eye. I take 2 tiny, tiny little drops and I put it underneath my eye because a small amount of this goes a really long way. It's not a super thick product. This one specifically is not really thick, but I mean, depending on what you need, if you need extra moisture under your eye, you can go with a much thicker product than what this is. So it's just kind of look into what you would like to have, like what benefits you would like to have in your products, and then shop for them that way. So this one I like. It's not my favorite and I only use it underneath my eyes, but that is the next step of my skincare routine. And also in coordination, every other day that I'm not using a sheet mask, I will actually seal everything in with a sleeping mask. This one's from Too Cool for School. This is their Fresh Gore Dragon's Blood sleeping pack. I will use a sleeping mask on my skin just to give it that extra layer, as well as to force everything else in deeper into my skin to help with hydration. Again, sleeping bags are for hydration. That's all. They're not really something that you would use at all times. I use them once or twice a week. They're not something I would put on my skin all the time. And if you're oily, I would recommend really restricting this to maybe once a week, or replace your moisturizer with this, because it's so moisturizing and it's so hydrating that anyone with oily skin, it could make your skin too moisturized, which really defeats the purpose of trying to moisturize to the point where your skin is normal. But that is the last step in my skincare routine for the week. The final product I want to talk about is something that currently I'm only using once every 2 weeks, because once every week is not something that I can do right now where my skin is so dry. I don't really like to use it because I find it strips my skin even more, and that is an exfoliator. The exfoliator step I use in between my cleanse and my tone on a different day from the wash off mask. And this one is from Secret Key. This is a chemical peel. This is a chemical exfoliator. This is a peeling gel. This is their Secret Keys Lemon Sparkling Peeling Gel. It's one of the cult favorite products in K-Beauty. What it does is it's a gel that you rub between your hands and you rub it on your face and it balls up. And when it balls up, it takes all the dead skin with it. So the balling up on your skin is actually not your dead skin. It's the product that is taking the dead skin off your face. So it's not like when you use it, a lot of people say, oh, it's balling up all your dead skin. It's not. What it is doing is it's just balling up the product to strip that skin off your face. Normally I use it once a week in the spring, summer, fall. But this winter, because it's been so dry, I've restricted it down to once every 2 weeks because I find it very dehydrating on my skin, and my skin is not prepared to do this once a week. So that is the final product I use in my skincare routine. So do you have a skincare routine that's as involved as mine? I know mine is a very, very, very lengthy skincare routine that, most people don't do, but I find that that's what works for my skin. Now, you may have an incredibly simplified skincare routine. And if you do, let us know what products you use down in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more content from me about my no-buy year, about skincare, about makeup, about K-beauty, don't forget to hit the little red subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I post new content, don't forget to hit the little bell next to it. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.